Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good one for you all tonight at 7:30. We will have the head coach of the Carver Rams, Coach Luis Figueroa. He will join us at 7:30. And I can't do this without my friends, my two co-hosts that you can find on CrescentCitySports.com. We got the one, the only VK Jones. What's going on, VK?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hashtag Show on all social media platforms. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And also log on to the HashItOutShow.com. And what an interesting weekend all around in sports, prep sports. State of Louisiana, you can say, was on fire this weekend with what was going on. And we even got some changes too. So stay tuned.
All right. We got the one, the only George Peppers. What's up, GP? Or as
What's going on?
our good friend Devin says, GPeasy.
That's hey, I go by a lot of different names, don't I? But hey, I'll take GP. What's up, fellas? Y'all doing all right? It's Tuesday, then it must be another edition of the Hash It Out Show, episode 167, I think, Jared.
Let me check for you. Let me check for you right quick.
I mean, that countdown's
Um,
coming up on us, bro.
Let me see right quick. This is number 168.
168, so 32 away
Yeah,
from 200. Look at
yeah.
that. It's what we do. If it's Tuesday, it's another edition of the Hash It Out Show. Get your favorite snack, get your favorite cold drink, sit back and listen to us hash it out. And maybe you might get Jared and VK getting into one of those domestic arguments, sports arguments per se. You
There he
might
go.
get that.
He won't be
Sit
funny.
tight.
There he go. There he gonna be funny
Hey,
right
it's all
there.
in fun, bro. It's all in fun.
Oh, his dude here. Anyway, guys, let's get started. The New Orleans Saints are 2-0, averaging over 45 points a game. Big beat down on the Dallas Cowgirls. Saints looking good so far. I'll let you go first, VK. Go ahead and talk about your New Orleans Saints.
Well, really, our New Orleans Saints, since we are from the city and everything. And I tell you, man, the game was one thing, but
Yes, George. Yes.
the experience in itself, my goodness. I mean, you got to say this. It was truly a New Orleans takeover in Dallas. Man, the fans showed up and showed out. Not just in the stadium. They was all over the stadium, but outside the stadium, all over Dallas. It was a true takeover. It was a true takeover after the game. Fans was leaving in Dallas after the third quarter. That's how bad it got. And you hear the fans in the stands and the whoo-wee. Then I said what I had to say on Sunday, but at the same, I said what I had to say because them Cowboy fans, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know they was throwing up, hitting the toilets, then all kind of stuff out because they just was like, what in the world? And you have to think about this. Game wise, like I didn't expect the Saints to be this good this early. I didn't expect that. We're gonna see how long that lasts. But at the same time, I mean, amazing to see and the most points in two games in NFL history.
It's not NFL
So
history. It's not. It's
no,
not.
no, no. They said the combined total is one of the best in NFL. I'm serious. Go
One
look
of,
at it.
yeah, one of
Second
the best.
highest.
There you
One of the
go.
best.
Oh
One of
nine.
them.
Oh nine got about 2 points.
Well,
Yes.
nine got about two. Okay. So I'm
Yes.
saying a lot of not national notifications did say one of the best.
One of the best. Yes.
But besides that, I mean, it was amazing to see that. And you know, Derek Carr, is it if he keeps this going, I keep on saying, which Derek Carr we gonna see? And some people keep on saying, I don't know if he had a great year. People keep forgetting that one big year he had with the Raiders that he could have won MV freaking P, and then all of a sudden he gets hurt in the last game of the year. And the Raiders was in the position to probably be the 2 seed in the AFC. People forget that year. And the thing is, we always wonder if that's going to come back. We'll see. It looks pretty good. Alvin Kamara,
Was
the
stupid.
offensive line. Oh my God, what an improvement so far for the Saints and the defense. I just knew the defense was going to keep up in ball games because of how good their defense is. We see a couple of big plays, but most of the game, they kept the Cowboys in check. And I loved every minute of it on Sunday. And plain and simple, I'm like this, Atlanta, you next. I hate to say it, the takeover is going to be going to Atlanta. That's in 2 weeks. But first, the Philadelphia Eagles is on the clock. And that is going to be a huge game Sunday in the Dome.
George Peppers, your thoughts on
Saints
our New Orleans
on the
Saints?
Saints. I know how we plural, aren't we? And yeah, I see that Jordan Taylor, but Devin Starr, I'll take a zillion and Shaw if you're feeling froggy, putting up that Rumble Red Raiders by a zillion. I'll take a zillion points and Shaw. Go ahead, bust it up. So wouldn't if you got heart or you got courage, you got none of the above. That's what I thought. Anyway, let's get to the New Orleans Saints because I'm going to tell you what I think. In two
Oh,
games, they have
what
been
up? What
incredible
up,
offensively.
Ron Trey
Uh,
Carter? Ron Trey Carter watching. I see you. What's up, baby? Ron Trey Carter.
All right, all right, Shaw. That's right. Um, I like to take the glass half full theory. I look at the Saints team, and defensive coordinators get paid a truckload of money. They now see the ambiance of this offense that Clint Kubiak has put out in two games. You think those boys ain't breaking film down? Let me tell you what the Philadelphia Eagles can do to this New Orleans Saints team. I think their trench game is better than Dallas. I think the guys in the trenches that are better. Um, the Saints better be on point Sunday. Do not rest on your laurels. Yeah, you beat a Cowboys team that had won 16 in a row at home, right? You did that. Great. You blew them out. Great. I'll say this: a lot of my coworkers made that trip to Dallas last Sunday. About 60% of them were going for the Saints, and 40% that went for the Cowboys were like, "We wasted money. That's your bad." I mean, you rooting for that team. Trust me, the abuse was rampant, and it's going to get worse before this week is out. But I'm talking about the verbal abuse, not the physical. But this Saints offense has been dynamite in this first 2 weeks. Defensively, they've been solid. To me, the blowaway of these first 2 weeks is this offensive line. I mean, Fuaga graded out fourth highest in week one. Talise Fuaga, the first round choice out of Oregon State. But Trevor Penning has come along quite nicely in these first two games. And I seem to remember everybody wanting to push the dude out the door. And another guy they wanted to push out the door, and I said this, was Derek Carr. I remember last year that he was struggling. Kind of tells me what's going. The last 5 games last year. See, a lot of people don't pay attention. You know how many interceptions he threw in the last 5 games last year? Two. In the last 5 games, he took care of the football. Now, mind you, Pete Carmichael ran a stale offense, and that's why he's not here. Anybody want to blame anybody else? Don't do that. Put it on him because Kubiak has figured out this offense. He's figured out. Hold up, I got Kamara. I can release out of the backfield. That's a nightmare. The one concern I do have going forward is Taysom Hill. He had to go to the Dallas hospital yesterday for a chest X-rays, chest injury that he suffered on Sunday. That is the jack of all trades guy. They need him out there Sunday against Philadelphia. I think they're going to need him. But how about Rashid Shaheed? This dude just the bomb that he caught from Carr, the bomb that he caught where he split defenders and I guess the safety or whoever was supposed to stick him
Safety in the
forgot to
corner,
go
yeah.
with him. Yeah, he forgot to go. I was like, damn. I'm like, okay. We were watching a game with a group of coworkers, and one of them is a ardent Cowboy fan. And let's just say he didn't like the mental abuse that we heaped on him. We were barbecuing too, and yeah, I disclosed we were barbecuing Sunday, and homeboy went to the grill and said, "Hey man, you're not gonna watch it and support your team?" I could see a tear in his eye. I swear to God, I could see a tear in his eye. He's like, "What's the matter? You mad?" I thought of the Kirk Cousins line that what did he say it? You like that?
You like
I
that,
think that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, you like that? Well, Saints fans, y'all deserve to celebrate, but it's just week 2. There is 15 games left. And don't you forget, Philadelphia, they let one slip away last night. And Saquon Barkley inexplicably dropping a ball late in that ball game. That crucified Philadelphia, completely eviscerated them. But you credit the Falcons for hanging in. And in 2 weeks' time, the Saints are going to Atlanta. But they got to take care of Philly first. It is going to be rocking. That atmosphere is going to be rocking. But Vegas ain't stupid. The Eagles, right now, as we speak, are 2.5 point favorites. They're not dumb. So, for all of you who think the Saints are lock city automatic, mm-mm. I think Philadelphia is better than Dallas. I think they present a unique challenge defensively. And the Saints offensive line is going to have to go to work Sunday because this line will come from everywhere. They will bring pressure from everywhere on the field. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I'm going to say this. Saints are 2-0. Congratulations. Yes. It's wonderful. Wonderful. But I'm not celebrating like everybody has been so
Nope.
far. I'm not. But I promise you, we get a win this Sunday, then I might celebrate a
Mm,
little bit. Reason why I
yeah,
say
but
that, Jalen Hurts has been a thorn in the Saints. You know what? The 2 times he has played the Saints, he's 2-0 against the Saints.
and he's
And
torched them.
he's torched them with
Yep.
throwing and running. The read option has killed the Saints with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So if the Saints could beat Philly and stop Jalen Hurts, then I will sit here and celebrate the New Orleans Saints. But until then, I just don't know if they can stop Jalen Hurts. I don't know. It hasn't been proven yet, VK, that they can stop Jalen Hurts. He has been a thorn in there. You know what? He has been the Saints' kryptonite when he has played them. Yeah, last year, yeah, they had Gardner Minshew that started the game. Jalen Hurts didn't start, and the Saints won. But other than that, the previous 2 years, Jalen Hurts has put the work on the New Orleans Saints defense.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. But at the same time, now here's the thing. I think Philly's a little bit of a shell of themselves a bit because you have to think about this. They gave away the ball game, but even when Saquon dropped the ball, why Philly's not running the ball to run the clock? So you giving Atlanta time to come back and to win it on a Kirk Cousins almost one freaking leg. So to me, the Eagles are a shell of themselves. Sirianni is starting to become more of a shell of himself as a coach too. So I know Jalen Hurts is a factor, but the biggest factor in this one, this will be the first game Jalen Hurts is to play in the dome. It's gonna be a different monster, different
The,
challenge.
the
And
dome,
I
that dome
understand.
had been the
I
same
no,
since Joe
listen, listen, listen,
left.
listen. The dome has been great for some people, not great for everybody.
Not
All
Dennis
I'm
Allen.
saying, huh?
Not Dennis Allen.
Well, we understand not Dennis Allen, but at the same time, I'm saying he has not come into this kind of environment. He's not played in this kind of environment. So it's a different monster for him. I think Hurts will probably bounce back and have a good game. But this is a big game for the Saints Sunday. More than anything else, bigger than the game against Dallas, because it's a bigger challenge. But for the Saints, do they have a chance to win it? They got a chance because of what happened last night. Because the fact of the matter, Philly almost, you could say, had no business losing to the Atlanta Falcons. And that's
None.
just what it is.
Zero.
So plain and simple, like if Philly is on their game, they should win. But if the Saints come out like they have done, not just against the Panthers, but if they came out like they did against Dallas on Sunday, look out, because it ain't gonna stop if they continue to do what they're doing. Because the thing is, I kept saying in the beginning, can the Saints have great starts? 2 games, they have done that. Because I just know that a shadow of a doubt, that's an improving defense the Saints have. And then on top of that, can the offense score? And we can see that they can score. If they can continue with the consistency, expect this to be a hell of a ball game. And can Philly pull it out? It could pull it out in a close game. But if the Saints come out on fire, we could look at 3-0. Just being honest. We know Philly is a really good team, but right now they're being a shell of themselves right now, because
A
they're not
shell.
looking, but they're supposed to be the team, but they're not looking at, especially what happened last night.
What up, Josh? What's going on,
Hmm.
Josh? I see you. See you on Instagram Live. How things going at UAB? Go ahead, Mr. Peppers.
Yeah, Miss Peppers.
To counter that argument, it's pretty simple. When you look man for man, who's got the better personnel grouping? It's Philadelphia. I think the better quarterback is Jalen Hurts. Saquon trumps anything Dallas can throw out there in the backfield. You really? Rico Dowdle, Ezekiel washed up Elliott. They got Dalvin Cook. Dust him off too. Come on, man. Give me Saquon all day. Receiving core. Who does Dallas have besides CeeDee Lamb that you could say, yeah, that 1-2 punch? Philly got that 1-2 punch with AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and you could go to the safety and then Goddard, Dallas Goddard, very good tight end. Philadelphia has more to offer than Dallas. With that being said, betting man once said, "Follow the money." The Eagles right now sit, as I said, 2.5 point favorites. After what the Saints did Sunday, you're thinking on the surface, how the heck are the Saints underdogs? Dig deep. Philadelphia is a bigger challenge than Dallas. The Saints are going to have to match it, and VK's right and wrong. And where I mean he's right is that the Superdome can be intimidating. But under the Dennis Allen regime, teams have come in here and owned the Saints. What makes you think Philadelphia can't be that team that if they play their best game, can the Saints match that? I'm not 100% sure they can. I think, and look, and this is a Giants fan talking. I'm sitting there praising and heaping praise on Philly. And it's like, no, man, y'all booed Santa Claus. Cut that out, you know? But I look at this game and I just believe it's going to be a tough challenge, Jared. I feel like this is a very tough challenge. Now, how does Philadelphia react after what happened last night? Because watching that game last night, and I turn it back over to you, I kept seeing Atlanta hang around, hang around, hang around. And you're
Right.
fooling around Philadelphia. You didn't step on the gas the whole night. You played half gas. You weren't pedal to the metal. You were not playing pedal to the metal last night. And what happened? When Saquon dropped the ball, you could feel the collective air like, uh-oh. Atlanta gets his ball back. Kirk Cousins has got dudes that he can throw to. Drake London coming up. Thank you. Got me a touchdown in fantasy. Wasn't quite enough, but he got Drake London the winning score. And Philadelphia still had a chance to win it. But what happened? Jalen got hit as he threw, and that ball looked like a quail, a dying
I
quail.
think he got. I think he
That
got rid
a
of that
foul.
ball right before he got hit. They showed another
Yeah, it
angle,
was
but
like
he got rid of it
simultaneously.
right before, like
Yeah, and
boom, wow.
but it was
So
like millisecond. It's like it
it
felt
was
like a
close. Oh, it was
millisecond, but
close. Oh yeah.
look, it's a game that obviously we get to hear Tom Terrific. I bet we're going to hear him Sunday. Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady making a return trip to see the Saints
Hmm.
a second week in a row. That's the game. That's going to be one of the games of the week. Now you could tell me Ravens, Cowboys. But the Ravens are 0-2. Who'd have thought that? 0-2, and they're desperate. Cowboys got
Yep.
select. That's going to be one. But I'm looking at the comments in the chat and everybody. I saw something Jordan said on you, JB, talking about he expects a call Friday night if that megaphone stays at show. You know, but I expect all you Romo Raiders out there that are talking all that jack. Y'all gonna talk all that noise. I did rank y'all in the top five. I gave y'all that. But if Shaw wins, the gloves come off, JB. Friday night, the gloves come
Possibly,
off. So
possibly the biggest, possibly I
megaphone.
can say the biggest megaphone game we are going to see in a long, long time on Friday. It is going to be a absolute war Friday night at Julian Stadium. And looking at
Hmm.
some of these matchups we're seeing on the comments,
Man, they
picks
got some good ones this
tomorrow.
week.
Oh my
we
God,
we're
week
gonna
three
talk.
right now is the
We're
monster
gonna
week.
talk about some after we finish our interview with Coach Figueroa. But go ahead, DK.
I think this is a monster week in week number three. It's a
It's a
I,
definition this
I
week.
can't believe looking at the matchups that I'm seeing right now. It's like wow. I don't know what other week. You
Hmm.
got some other weeks that are good, but week three right now is the week.
This
So if
one
you're
is the
high school,
benchmark.
yes.
What's up, Brad?
If any fans going on to support, even the Hash It Out show gave it a week. So trust me, this is the week if you want to go support. Pack the stadiums out, man. Please go pack them out because this is a
It's not
huge week in high school football.
no Mother Nature to worry about, no hurricanes to worry about. Let's get him out there. We were privileged to be at Easton and Kennedy Friday night, and that place filled up quickly. Did it not? Because I remember I had a little concern about 45 minutes before kickoff. I was like, man, where they at? Next thing you know, a flock came flying in there, both
Yeah, you
sides.
got you gotta be a little patient when it comes to Kennedy and Warren Easton coming into the
Oh, I know.
stands. You
I
gotta be a
learned
little
that
patient.
lesson. But I
If
tell you
this,
what, the energy in that stadium Friday night was really cool to be a part of that energy. And Kennedy fans, and you could see the sigh of relief, just late on when they made the big stops that they had to make. Now, unfortunately, Carl Reed suffered an injury warning since quarterback. Don't have the details on that. So that was a little bit of a damper. But overall, an entertaining football game. But VK's dead right about week three. Some of these matchups, if I mean, man, the one we're gonna have is gonna be good, but boy, oh boy, I mean, Acadiana, STM, Destrehan,
Yeah,
Alexandria, y'all, picks tomorrow night.
picks tomorrow night.
Study
Yeah.
hard, study right. We're not gonna have many gimmies tomorrow, right, Mister Boyd? No West Jeff or none of them blowouts like you did last week. A couple. You had
You might
Sean
have
West
one.
Jeff on the picks. You had Sean West Jeff on the picks last week. For
Yeah, I
what?
did. You
You
might have
did,
another one. Yeah.
man.
he might put one, but he's been doing less of them
Yeah,
so
he has
far
been.
in his first 2 weeks.
Oh,
We've been getting
oh,
like one.
Charles.
So you know what I'm
Hold up,
saying.
Charles
So
Allen. Stop it, bro.
no.
Look at this.
But hey, all I'm gonna tell you, I enjoyed that call last Friday. We like to thank Kennedy and Warren Easton agreeing to doing that game last week. It was basically, and you had to thank George
Make
CPT
it quick.
time,
Make it quick.
CPT time. But at the same time, this was an old school Orleans Parish game. Started on time and ended late, but we enjoyed every minute of it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to our special guest for tonight. This guy here has been in the coaching game for over 19 years. And now he's the head coach at the Carver High School, head coach of the Carver Rams football team. And he got his first career win as a head coach this past weekend over the Higgins Hurricanes. We have the one, the only. They call him Coach Fig, Coach Luis Figueroa. What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me, man. This is it's a big moment for me. I'm really excited to be here.
Definitely,
Oh,
Coach. We are
pleasure.
glad you're
Man,
here. Glad you're
presto.
here. Um, let's get right to it. I want to start off with the first career victory. What was the feeling like once the buzzer sounded?
Man, Mandeville,
On
Mandeville.
to the next, right?
Listen, all jokes aside, man, the moment that brother hit, I'm like, oh shit. I'm sorry. I'm like, it's time. It's time. They Coach Jones, man, he got them boys rolling. Shep's the real deal. Shep's the
Yes.
real deal. So I'm excited because I love challenges, but I also just love uh the physical competition, and that's what we've been preaching since I got here. Like every time you come to our weight room, there's some UFC or some boxing going on. Like I love that because at some point it's you and somebody else,
Right.
and someone got to win. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build that competition all the time. So honestly, God, I was excited that we got the first win and whatnot. But I immediately was like, all right, now it's time to get in that water. But it was good, man. It was a rough season for me last year in college. So getting the first official one felt great.
Definitely. Why did you want to become a coach?
Oh, this game has given me everything. This game has given me everything and more. Uh, this game saved me. I could have been something completely different, and this game saved my life. With the help of instructor Washington, my kickboxing coach, he those are two things that saved my life because when the playing days were fading and the arena days was coming to an end, and I didn't know what to do, not playing football anymore. Between instructor Washington and coaching football is what kept me on the right path. So that's what I always think about when I have something going on. One of my boys, what would I need or what would I have done if I was this person?
You coached at Carver before. Now
The
you're the head coach. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Carver. Yes, sir. So, with having coaching there before and now the head coach, what was it about the Carver that intrigued you the most to want to be the head coach over there?
uh, First and foremost, even when I left and took other opportunities, uh, it was always how are my boys. Even when I was at Livingston or I was in Pennsylvania, it was hey, how my boys doing? How the boys? And they've always been my guys. This is the type of neighborhood I grew up in. This is the type of background I have. So it's very similar. We related right away. I remember when I first got here, and they're like, "Wait, you're not from here?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not from here, bro, but I get it." Uh, so this has just always been home. I've always, no matter what, I was checking. Hey, what Carver do this weekend? How my boys do? How's everything going? And even when I wasn't here, I was still making sure. Hey, make sure you go over to Carver. They got some boys over there. So this is just home. It's always been home. Uh, I can't put one thing to it. It's just coming in here and Coach Jesse Bean and Coach L. Page and even Coach Byron Addison all let me in and let my work talk for itself. And this has just been home.
It seems like your past in your life, and the students and players at Carver's, it seems as if like you identify with them so specifically.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You get it. There's just when you dap somebody, I'm like, oh, he gets it. You dap someone up and you have that conversation, or I think my big secret sauce is like when I have that private conversation. I don't lie to my boys.
Yeah.
I give them the truth all the time, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, but they respect it way more. Uh, I don't I don't downplay their ability. I don't downplay what they could do, but I do give them reality.
Yeah.
If you're a senior right now and LSU hasn't talked to you, you're probably not going to LSU for a full ride.
Right.
And
Right.
that's okay to say that. I don't want to sell dreams or give a fantasy that's just not true. So that they relate to that.
Definitely. Um, we know about last season having the season forfeited, how motivated were the players to want to get out on that field and play football for this season?
Man, I like you said, year 19 or 20 coaching high school ball now, and it's I've had great players. I've had great players. I've had great guys who were just great humans. It's going to be hard to beat this senior class. The guys who stuck through the tough times and bought in and believed. Even the days where we're on the wrestling mat and they're like looking up at me like, "Are we sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, yeah." So it's that. It's those guys who just bought in, and then it's just there's a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
They feel like a lot of these guys feel like, okay, we'll show you. And I can buy into that. I love that. I've always been, the underachiever. So I've always, I shouldn't say underachiever. I always kind of went under the radar. I was always the team guy. I always did the little things, but I was always a captain. So I might not have been in the paper, but I was always the captain, hands down. So these are my type of guys. These are just guys who are gonna work and grind.
Definitely. Devin, Carver, they are playing Mandeville this Friday night. They're playing Mandeville. My last question before I turn it over to George Peppers. A certain player caught your eye while you was coaching in Pennsylvania, and that certain player was Speedy Noel.
Yes.
What was it about him that made you say, "Man, I got to see the talent in Louisiana"?
Well, first I checked the settings on the YouTube. I'm like, is this sped up? Like, he's the deal. I'm just like, because at this point, I'm in Pennsylvania and I had one. This is my third or fourth year coaching, and I had one guy play Division I, maybe two play Division II, and 3 or 4 Division III. But I've never seen that. I haven't seen that, and then I was just like, started doing research, and I'm like, oh. I'm looking at these other. I'm like, oh man, I want to be down there. I want to coach guys like that.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky. I've been able to get a couple guys kind of like that. But there's only ever going to be one Speed. Just kind of like a Tavon Austin. Like when people seen that tape, they're like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
So that was. I knew you got to be where it's going to get hot. And at that point, it started to like really get hot, and it's been consistent every year I've been here.
George Peppers.
George?
Coach, first, I'm here. Coach, first off, thank you for
Hold on.
oh,
We lost. Hold on. We lost him for a
oh
second.
damn,
We lost Coach Fig for a second. Yeah, you did it, George. You did it. I don't know what you
I
did,
did.
George, but you knocked Coach Fig off.
I
My
didn't do that.
gosh.
I think Higgins is
Yeah, you
doing
did
that.
something, George. All right, we got him back though. All right, we got you, Coach. Go ahead, George.
All right. We all clear, Coach Figueroa. Let me echo my co-host, and I'm thanking you for taking the time out of your busy schedule for joining us. And congratulations on getting your first of what promises to be a lot of wins in your career at Carver. Oh, excuse me, the Carver Rams. I got to get in line
Thank you,
here like
Mr.
everybody
Dean.
else. So,
I appreciate that.
congratulations
Yes,
from
sir.
us at the
That
Hash It Out
warms my
Show.
heart.
You know,
It really warms my heart when I hear that.
you know, and hey, look. Well, I mean, it's well meant. And it's well deserved. You guys really put it out there last Friday, dominated a Higgins team that, quite honestly, was overmatched. You guys really put the foot on the pedal early and often. This week, though, I want to get to this week. Y'all got Mandeville this week, and I forget the kid's name. Is it Shepard,
Oh,
the
it's
stud
Shepard.
player
It's
they
Nate
got
Shepard.
there?
It's
Have,
100%
what
his
have you?
name.
What? What if you're
Let's
going to
all
see a
say
lot
Nate
of them?
Shepard's
But
name
what?
right now. Nate Shepard's the real
Nate
deal.
Shepard.
If you're a college coach and you're watching
Yes,
this,
he is.
you might want to go look at some Nate Shepard tape. He's the real deal.
Yeah, because that dude is a difference making fool for sure. But I wanted to get you to talk about. We know what he can do, but what are you guys going to have to do defensively to? I don't know if you could stop him, but maybe kind of neutralize him a little bit. And I'm not trying to give away a game plan or nothing like that. It's just
No,
coaches do different things. But what have you seen on tape that you feel like, hey, wait a minute, maybe if we do this, we might be able to get something?
You're going to get the best coaching answer you can ever get here. We're going to be physical and disciplined to stay in the fight, and we're going to throw
Okay,
punches back, and not
I
literal
like that.
punches. We're gonna match intensity for intensity, and we're gonna get up after the whistle. We're gonna get up after the whistle every single time until it's 0-0-0. We're gonna get up after the whistle every single time, and you'll be surprised how far that'll get you. If you are physical and disciplined and you answer the bell every time, you're always gonna have a shot. Especially my boys. My boys are gonna have a shot every time, no matter what. I don't care what that scoreboard says. We're gonna compete every single time. And Coach Jones has an amazing program going over there. Man, they're tough. It is going to be a tough matchup. But I'm just asking my boys to be physical and disciplined and get up and answer the bell every time. And we'll get together for Saturday yoga. We'll watch the film, and then we'll get next week to 1-0 again every week. Just 1-0 every week. That's all I can do, because
Exactly.
at this point, we didn't have that opportunity. So now we have that opportunity, and we're grateful for it.
And you're coming off a dominant win, like we said. So momentum is on your side going on to a tough environment, Skipper Stadium. Then, that's a tough place to play. With that said, I want to backtrack. You know, with all the stuff that happened last year, what was your message to the team before this season got going? That, hey, look, last year was last year. Let's do something. Let's create an identity. What did you tell your team that they've gotten off to a pretty good start?
The first thing I told them is, like, listen, I'm here to get you better. I'm here to add to what you're doing. I'm here to develop you. And the way we're going to do that is if we get way more physical at the point of attack and we get way more discipline from the classroom to the field, we won't be in a situation like that before. Like, we'll always be doing what we need to be doing. What happened last year happened, and it's unfortunate. But we're past it. We're so past it right now, and we're just making sure that we're giving the seniors everything that they worked for and everything they earned, and they earned to have a football season, and then we're going to protect that. And then we do things during the week to make sure that we're doing that, whether it's study hall or whether it's fifth quarter or whether we're practicing the alma mater, just all them things to create a sense of pride, because our fan base is unmatched. Our fan base is unreal. So I want those boys to bleed orange and green just like those people do. And you'll be so surprised, having pride, how far that'll get you and how many better decisions you'll make when you're physical, disciplined, and you have school pride. And Nate Shepard's the real deal.
What do you feel like your strongest attribute? Oh, this we know. I think we're stating the obvious, right? What do you feel like your strongest attributes as a coach is as the season travails? It's your first head coaching job at Carver. I know you've coached there before, but now you're the head guy. Where do you feel like your strongest attributes lie and helping to get this team where it needs to get to?
My coaching friends will say that I work really hard. And then I'll say that they work really hard. So we'll just keep going back and forth, giving each other that compliment. But it's just consistent. Whether my temperature is 102 or I can't get out of bed, I'm getting up and I'm going to be here. My boys earned consistency, and that's what they're going to get. They're going to see this mug every single day. They're going to hear my bad jokes, kind of bad jokes every single day. And I'm going to hold them accountable every single day. It's what we do. That's been the biggest thing. If I can be consistent, that holds so much weight. And I have such a strong just coaching tree to lean on. The connections and the network that created that became like family. That is family for me. I can't ever express how grateful I am for them. The fact that I can, call state winning coaches, I can call college coaches, and they're picking up the phone. It's not like, hey, I'll get back to you, but it's like, oh, Fig called me, let me pick up. Like, I don't take that for granted. I am like, there's days where I'm like, damn, that's cool. That's really cool that I've done work that will get me those type of opportunities, because those are opportunities for my boys. So that's really it. It's being consistent. That's just the number one thing. I'm gonna show up. Like, we're gonna be there. We're gonna have practice. We're gonna lift weights every day. That's what we do.
Last question before I turn it over to VK Jones, as he will have his own set of questions. The season, as we are now, 1-1. You got a tough Mandeville game, and then you got some good matchups against teams like Mac 35 and teams out of the New Orleans area. With what happened last year, obviously last year you could say it was I guess a mulligan or just a catastrophic series of events. What is the optimum goal there? And I know it's to win state. I know that answer already, but what
It's
is
not.
the goal for Carver this year?
It's not. It's
It's
not to
not
win
to win
state.
state.
No, it's not to
Did
win
you say
state.
that?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't believe. I don't buy into that. I am huge on districts.
Okay.
I am huge on. You win the district, you are now in a spot where you now can compete for a state championship. It's very difficult to not win your district and then get into that playoff and then, oh, now we're going for the state. It's like, well, buddy, you didn't win the district. So you're not the big dog in the yard right now. So you want to be the big dog in the yard first. And then honestly, and listen, I'm just telling you guys, don't tell anybody, but it's to get a JV program. Like that's the ultimate thing. If I can start developing guys in 9th grade and not having them sit and watch, because you got to do. So honestly, it is win the district championship every single year. If you do that, you position yourself to make a run at the state title. When I was at St. Augustine, we got hot in the playoffs every single year. Every single year, the last 3 or 4 games, I'll never. Dylan Debazant threw for almost 2,000 yards in 4 games. It was insane. He was just. I mean, we went down to Baton Rouge, and Catholic was like, "That's not the team we seen on tape." I'm like, "Yeah, we got hot," but that doesn't happen all the time. So, but winning the district, for some reason, that correlates to doing really well in the state tournament. So it's about winning the district. That's it. I like goals like that, and then I like goals like what we have. We have a 3.8 GPA for a team.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, that's badass.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
I got 4 guys with 4.25 GPAs. You know, my quarterback, my strong safety, my center. You know, these guys have 4.25 GPAs. They're doing extra. That's the stuff I'm worried about, because for some reason, guys who do well in the classroom do really good on Friday nights. So that's what I'm worried about. I like to attack the game that way, because there's just so many good coaches, and you got to win other places.
Coach Fig, man, good to
What's
have
up?
you
What's
on
up,
the
bro?
show,
What's up?
man. I tell you, we some way somehow run into each other, and it's funny because every little thing I do in media and stuff, you always comment all the time. It's like, man, Coach Fig asked about Coach. I'm like, and all of a sudden I look at the resume and I'm like, oh, he been at this place. That, and it's like, and all of a sudden when I see you in person and it was at the coach's clinic, you was like, and I been knew who you was, man. You know, I just wanted you to finally meet me in person. I was like, yeah, but I really appreciate it because of the fact that, you know, I've been doing this over 19 years and I love what I do. And at the same time, I always want to give good exposure to the kids and to the coaches, how they work hard. And I know this is a huge opportunity for you. And, you know, welcome to being a head coach now in your profession, because you have earned this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's very easy when it's like-minded people. You know, what you do, you're doing because you love this game, but you also want to support kids. This supports kids. People are going to see this and look at my roster. People are going to see this and they're going to watch the game. So this is just getting eyes on my boys, and that's what it's about. I'm trying to get them all the exposure I can, and I'm trying to build relationships, because you know you don't know, and you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people are. So if my one interaction with you is like, man, Coach Fig's all right, then I'm doing all right, and that's how I want my boys. That's how I want my boys to be when they leave me. Like, people interact with them and be like, I almost said a curse word. I mess with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's like what I want. I like having and building young men that are like that, because the latter is, you know, who wants to be around someone who's not like that, you know? And I don't want to promote or you know, develop people who do things like that. So that has a lot to do with it. But thank you so much, but I really appreciate you.
And we kind of on the same boat, man. Sports pretty much saved my life, pretty much. And I was a alumnus of St. Augustine, class of '97, playing football for 3 years. And with those coaches, I might not have been starting, but it totally changed my life and trajectory. And I was like, how I could get back to the game itself. And a couple of teachers that saying, "Oh, it was like you know a lot about sports, so why not try to become a journalist?" So I finagled that, and it's been a blessing. And the relationships has been so important to me, to a lot of coaches, not just in the city but all over the state. And it's amazing how I meet people outside of New Orleans, and they was like, "Oh, we know who you are. We know exactly who you are." So I'm like, wow. So, but at the same time, because of that, I really appreciate that relationships I have. But coach, I'm gonna ask you this first question. You talked about, and it's amazing, you said your team GPA is a 3.8.
Yes, sir.
And it seemed like you focus on the academic side first, but not just that, to try to have an all around good football program. And it seemed like that's the biggest goal you have, right, coach?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I stole this from Nick Foster. Coach, your X's and O's are going to be your X's and O's. That's on you. That's the things you can control. You're making the call. You're calling power. You're calling this concept, right? Um, but you got to develop these kids outside of this because, even when we were at St. Augustine, and I think 2 years in a row, I think we signed like 15 guys. It was something like crazy, right? But I'm thinking about the other guys. What are we doing about the other guys? And that's the things that you can control. That's the things that you can develop. That's the things that you leave like your little etch on what's happening. So developing the program is not just the football part. If it's the football part for you, then hey, that's your thing. But that's not going to be my thing. We're going to make men. We're going to make men who are going to be fathers, who are going to be husbands, who are going to be great human beings. And I want guys who end up coaching too. Like I love that. Half of my staff are guys that I coached before, and that just lets me know that I might have did something right at some point. And it's really gratifying. But yeah, we're gonna build it. We're gonna build it from the men first, and then hey, we're gonna play football too.
You had to come in, and there's a good thing you did. You had the experience of coaching under Brian Anderson before at Carver, and you discovered and know about the history of George Washington Carver even before, and it made you more ready now for you to step in as the head coach. How the reception was for the fan base and the alumni of Carver for you to become their head coach.
Um, BK, I can't speak on other people. Um, I did a lot of handshakes. People seemed like they were happy. I think the way I measure it the most is the parents or guardians that were like, "Thank you. He cleans his room now. He is on time. He is accountable. He now has a 4.0. My kid was never on honor roll. Like that's the stuff I care about. Um, I don't know if you guys know this, but I could probably be 12-0, and someone's gonna have a problem, and I could be 0-12, and people are gonna have a problem. So
Right.
I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with if for some reason I couldn't be out there coaching, is this better than I found it? And the answer is I believe yes. But again, I'm only worried about what the parents of my players feel and how my players feel. Uh, the biggest compliment I probably ever got uh, was, "Man, you're not an X's and O's guys. You're a players coach." And I'm like, I got so offended. Like I know my X's and O's, and it's like, no, I'm not saying you don't know your X's and O's. You make guys better because they buy in and believe on what you're telling them. And
Yeah.
it took me a minute. I was still a little immature coach at the time, but when I got that and it like sunk in, I'm like, that's how it works. So that's how it works for me.
And I tell you, man, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like you and Nick Foster is kind of cut on the same cloth a little bit. That's my guy, me and him. Literally, I grew up when he was younger, him and his brother, Etheridge Foster, and I mean, his dad coached me. So it seemed like with his mentality, it kind of rubbed off on you as well. And I tell you, it's really good and amazing to hear that more than anything else. And looking the progress at Carver, how the school, like, they're basically in a new school that has not, it had to do a lot of rebuilding. The new school looks awesome, and they're making progress of trying to finally get the field that they've been yearning for a long time. That could be a big change at Carver. There's already been changing, but a big change in Carver for the city of New Orleans. How the progress is with that?
Uh, we're making strides. We're getting in the right direction. The administration here, I mean, they're working overtime, and they're working for our kids, and they always are. We're always kid driven. We're always kid focused. Uh, as far as where we're at with it, I am super optimistic that we will get there on time. I think that we'll be playing in it before everyone realizes, and I think it will be super beneficial because it's going to look pretty nice. It's going to look pretty nice when you come to Ram Day and you check out, like, oh, what's that? Oh, no, that's just our stadium. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be nice, and it's just going to be one of them things where it's going to be kind of like this Friday. I have a feeling like when we pull up to Mandeville, there's not going to be a lot of businesses open. I think a lot of people are going to be there. I think it's going to be like one of those like Friday Night Lights type deals. And I think that when that stadium is built, I think when you pull into the 9, I think you're going to be hearing some music, and you're going to be seeing some people cooking some food, and you're going to see us walking down the street with our shoulder pads, and you're going to be in a little bit of an environment. So we're moving in the right direction. I'm not privy to the inside stuff about it because I'm kind of busy. But anytime they need me to do anything or speak about it, I'm overjoyed. My kids are excited. So that's why I'm super excited. I think that we can pull off a college atmosphere once that thing is built.
Wish you the best on that, man, because I'm telling you that when it was a project that was over, maybe really over 10, 15 years in the making.
I was here.
And I mean, a long time. And for them, not for now, y'all to have the opportunity. Hopefully, the execution is done soon, and y'all would have your own stadium and an extra stadium for the city of New Orleans in itself for anybody to hopefully use. So that's really awesome.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Let's talk about, the one thing we have not asked yet, and we're gonna ask, and I'm gonna ask you now. Let's talk about your players. Talk about your best players on offense, defense, special teams. Whatever you want to talk about that really leads the Carver Rams.
We are captain driven. We are O-line driven. We go as far as our offensive line takes us, and they're very aware of that, and they take pride in that. But I have to talk about my captains first. Jaden Verrett. There's not a lot of kids cut like that. He could have went the easy route. He could have went somewhere else's school. He could have been the guy there. And bunch of schools reached out to him, and he was going to be a Carver Ram no matter what. And his mom assured me that too. She said, "Oh, we ain't going nowhere. We're Rams. We start, we finish." So Jaden Verrett has been a godsend. I give him stuff all the time about, oh, you just got to get faster, but he can move. I tell him, you don't throw it that far. He can spin it. But he answers the challenge all the time, and he loves being challenged. So Jaden Verrett for sure first. We got to talk about Cowboy. Cowboy I'm a girl dad. If my daughter dates someone like Cowboy, I did the right thing, because he is awesome everywhere. At first, I thought it was an act. I'm like, this kid playing with me, like, why are you so nice? Like, he is just the kindest kid. But he puts a helmet on, and he flips the switch. And if he puts his hands on the inside of your shoulder pads, wait for the next whistle. Wait for the next whistle. He's nasty. He's so nasty that sometimes in practice, I kick him out of practice. I'm like, go stand over there. That's too much. Because he has that motor. He has that motor, and he is on the football field. He is mean. in life outside the lines, he is the nicest human being I've ever come across. I mean, he is just superb. I can't say enough about him. Uh, I got three more captains I want to talk about. So we got Country, Jamaj West, who is a Swiss Army knife for me right now. He'll play O line, D line. He'll be on every special. Uh, he gives me everything he has every single day, and I respect that and love him so much because he's another one that he could sit here and say, oh, I have a sad story, or this isn't going. He's going to show up and work, and that's why we got along and get along so well. Uh, last two, we have Kendrick Gutter, who's the center, who he's another one that gives me everything. He gives me everything he has every day. There's never an excuse. If something goes wrong or something doesn't happen, he takes accountability. He is constantly trying to talk to the younger guys. I mean, the one time he didn't see me, but I called him. He like patted the bench and was like, "Come here, let me talk to you." Talking to a young guy, I'm like, that's what it's about,
Yeah.
So I can't say enough about him. And he's another 4.2 kid. That there's just the stuff you don't get as a coach. And then last is Deuce Henry, Rayhan Henry. He is phenomenal. He's phenomenal, and he's been away from football for a little bit. He's now back into the groove and getting his setting, and I think he's a guy that might see other side of the ball as well at some point. He's awesome. He's another one that is just like, is this real? Like, is this kid messing with me? Is this an act? He is just always on. He is always like it's an interview, but it's like I'm interviewing at an SEC type school. Like he is just constantly just picture perfect, pinpoint accuracy with doing the right thing. And in this day and age with all this technology and distractions, like that's just something you don't hear about. But Deuce Henry is phenomenal. I can't say enough about Deuce Henry.
Man, that's really huge and everything. Last question before I give it to JB to close things out. Um, you know, who is like, because over the years you look at some great players that came out of Carver. You look at Marshall Falk, Lanaris Elphage, Fred Stamps, a whole bunch of great players that came out of George Washington Carver, even good coaches that coming out there as well. What do you see, especially hopefully with these seniors, that we find the next great Ram that can take things to the next level? And I know a lot of those kids you're mentioning, they definitely qualified and hope and knowing your connections and everything that they will be going to the next level.
Yeah, that's why I'm so big on the GPA. Being in college last year, I can't tell you how many times I put on the film. I'm like, oh, absolutely. And then I get the transcript and I go, oh, absolutely not. And I'm not going to have any absolutely not guys. So that's the first thing. But let's backtrack for a second here. You're talking about an NFL Hall of Famer, cover of Madden, so arguably top two, not two running backs of all time. So let's call it what it is. Like right now, there should be a statue of this guy. And I've got a couple fundraisers left. I'm trying to, but we got to have a statue. I mean, the guy was on the cover of Madden. You know what I'm saying? He's in the Hall of Fame. So we're talking like this is rare air.
They should have a statue of him, not just at Carver. They should have a statue of him. And I hope they got it at San Diego State. They need a statue of him. And they need to they also need to retire Michael Franklin's jersey because he really he was another one that took San Diego State to another level. And that program has been so consistent. But the thing was, Marshall put them on the map. And I still remember to this day when they played USC in '93.
That's what I'm saying. Like some of these guys just don't get their due. Think about Stamps, right?
Right.
Stamps is like the all-time leading receiver in the CFL, and it's like him, and then the next guy's like down here. It's like you're talking like Neris. I coached with Neris. Neris is incredible, whether it's coaching or playing. I mean, he was still playing like this flag football league. He's like, yeah, I'm just do it over there. I'm like, he is a freak athlete, and he was all. And you mentioned Michael Franklin. I haven't got along with someone so fast in my life. I'm like, oh, we're the same. He's awesome. He's intense. I love him. He is family. But the next guy is going to be the next guy. I can't put that on anyone. I mean, you can go ahead and talk about genetics, and you can talk about Freddie Franklin and be like, oh, doesn't his son play? He does. So, there's just a lot of guys. I just want the guy who is going to come back and say, Coach, thank you. And that's what I'm worried about. Because if you were going to sit here and tell me from these pictures I found of Marshall that everyone thought he was going to be on the cover of Madden, did you? Did he have like the Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch type like build out of high school? Like, no, you know what I'm saying? But when it was time and he developed, I mean, name a better running back than Marshall Faulk. I mean, are we talking about like sweetness? Are we talking about Jim Brown? Like, let's talk about in the eras. Like in that era, he was a 99.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be like, these are guys who don't get their due, and at some point, I'm going to figure out a way to get their faces or some type of sculpture put out here, because I have pictures everywhere, and there's pictures of Marshall and these guys, but that's not enough. Those guys deserve way more than that. And you just give me a little more time. Let me cook, and I'm going to have something that's going to be a tribute to those guys. And I reached out to a couple of them to ask if it was okay. And everyone that responded back to me was like, oh, absolutely. Thank you. Because they don't get enough credit, man. You're talking legends.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And it's amazing all what they have done, and especially in Linares, I tell anybody, like I told him on the interview, probably one of the best performances I ever seen from him.
Curtis?
Where Rummel. When he sliced and diced a really good Rummel team and beat them over 300-something yards of passing, over 100 yards rushing, I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
And
Linares is the deal. Linares L. Page Sr. is the real deal. Nate Shepard's the real deal. Linares L. Page Sr. is the real deal. Linares was the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Question and get you out of here, Coach. It's from one of our audience members. You would know more about this.
Oh, what school did they go to? Because I don't take answers from certain schools.
Well, he didn't go too deep, Carver. I tell you that he didn't go there.
Well, we'll filter it. Let me hear it. I might hit you with the fit.
He's asking, on behalf of McDonough 35, will y'all play them for the trophy since they didn't play Booker T. Washington? So I don't know what the trophy is. Would you know? I don't know.
It's the
Wayne Reese Trophy.
Wayne Reese Trophy.
Oh, no, okay.
I didn't know they canceled. I didn't know they didn't play.
No one's contacted me, and I'm not focused. I'm focused on Mandeville. I'm not focused on anything other than Mandeville. And then after Mandeville, I'm only going to be focused on Livingston. So and so on and so forth. So all that stuff that contact me in January to talk about stuff like that.
And Carver versus Livingston. You and Coach Francois, y'all did work together a couple years ago at Livingston.
If you wouldn't hurt my feelings if you called him my best friend.
Okay, cool. Your best friend.
You wouldn't hurt my feelings. I took so much from him. He is a phenomenal head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way he handles things and the way the Phoenix out of the ashes. I mean, Fran's incredible. Fran is absolutely incredible. And he's also an incredible, like, just as a man, as a person, as a dad, as a father. He's the man. He's incredible. He gets it done. So hats off to Fran. And I'll always be a part of that at some point when you talk about it. And he made me say that one time. And because I complimented him, he's like, man, we did this. And I'm like, nah, it's you. And he was like, no, we did this. So I'm always going to have a little part of that. And I have pride that I do have part of that. But what an incredible friend I have. Not just, a football coach or, football coaching tree, but as a friend, he is a solid friend. He's one of the few human beings that just is constantly checking on me outside of this football stuff. So forever indebted to him.
Well, definitely. Coach Fig, thank you for joining us. Good luck to you throughout the rest of the season. Tell my guy, Coach Delwyn Davis, I say what's happening.
Listen, Delwyn Davis is going to be a head coach soon. So yeah, I'm just enjoying my time that I have him on staff. Delwyn Davis will be a head coach. Jacob Dillon will be a head coach one day. Mo Sutton will be a head coach one day. Kyron Sutton will be a head coach one day. So I'm lucky. I'm super lucky it's not me. It's my supporting cast and it's my captains that they're doing it. I just wear the shirt and make the graphics.
Most definitely. Coach Fig, thank you, my friend.
All right, fellas.
Thank you, Coach.
That is Coach Figueroa, the head coach of the Carver Rails. Got to get it right. Got to get it right.
Like the twist to it. Like the twist to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everybody, these coaches these days, you just gotta love the twist they put on these programs.
yeah.
You got to love it. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring power, you got you got loyalty, you got it's a new generation, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody wearing the hometown where the school is. I know you might not like it. I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the fact it's about the pride more than anything else for where the school is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's about the town. You just gotta love the spins on how these coaches put their thing on their programs. It's really really cool.
I want to give a shout out. I see Coach Munchie Lego. What's up, Coach Lego? I see you, baby. I see
Let's
you, Coach Kareem.
Lego.
Coach Kareem in here from St. Augustine. What's going on? I see y'all. I see y'all. Um, I said it on the show before. I was happy with Coach Munchie Lego finally got a head coaching job opportunity. Finally, it was like a long time coming. He finally got it, so I was so happy for him.
since
Um,
we since we're on air a little bit, I told you I tell a lot of people at the Munchie Lego story. Munchie, I know you watching, bro. I remember when I covered you, and it was amazing the first couple years at Carr, and Munchie was only 5'9" and a half.
oh, he shot up though.
All of a sudden, his junior year, I'm talking to Jabbar Jaluk. He comes up to me. He said, "I got something to show you." I said, "What's up? What's up? What's up? Look over here." I was like, "That's a quarterback? Yeah, yeah, that's my starting quarterback. Who's that?" That's Munchie. What? You gotta be what? Munchie going from 5'9" to 6'3" and a half. I'm like, wow. And his game he was already a good quarterback. His game just risen
Good
from junior to senior year. It's just
beast, man,
unbelievable. Yeah.
beast.
Like I'm saying, first 2 years he was really good.
Uh huh.
Junior, senior year, that growth spurt and everything made him so much better as an athlete and a quarterback. It's like, oh God. I just
Man,
felt bad for him that Carl couldn't get to the dome with him. He was
man,
amazing.
look, man. I know they talk about Tonka a lot, and what Tonka meant to Card and number 5 and everything, and Coach Jaluk. But I sit here and still tell people also, Munchie is a part of that progress also
Oh
to where
yeah.
Card is right now.
Munchie is a big part of it. Munchie is a big part of it. He always will be a big part of it. But the thing about Tonka, I always say, probably one of the best 1 year runs we have ever seen for a quarterback. And the thing about Tonka, he was waiting in the wings. He
Yep.
was waiting. And you can see, and I had a feeling that Carl wasn't going to fall off too much. At the time Munchie come out, Tonka come in. Tonka used to come and do his job. But when Munchie left, here come Tonka. Tonka just turned up like, oh my God.
I'm gonna.
So Munchie will
Mhm.
always be a part of this, and he really prepared Tonka to what he had to do. So those two guys really set that tone for what Carr has become under Jabbar Jaluk, and for Jabbar to turn things up and finally get that state title and then turn it over to what Bryce Brown and that staff has been doing.
Yeah. Let's answer this question before we go to
Yes.
commercial break. Um, George, get in here right quick. Here's a question, George. Question is this from Austin Tyler. Who's the best quarterback in car history?
Hmm. Damn, that's a tough question. I mean, you could name a handful. Could you say John Johnson if they win the ring this year? I mean, he gets into the discussion. He has a natural feel for the game. Munchie, VK pointed out the growth spurt between junior to senior year from 5'9" to 6'3". I don't know what he got, but and yeah, it is shameful that they did not win a ring with him. I mean, AJ Samuel, I thought was a guy that I liked a lot. You know, for them. I liked his moxie. I liked his makeup. But if I had to pick one at this moment, I mean, to me, the most prolific guy they had was Muncie because he could
Wow.
get you with his feet. He could get you. He could get you with his feet, and that arm of his was very live. He didn't throw blanks. He was accurate. He was pinpoint, and he really had a feel for his receiving core and how they were able to just basically match up and just feed off their quarterback. So for me, at this juncture, I'd say Muncie Lego.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of card games, and I saw the upcoming with Jabbar Jaluk to now where Bryce Brown has taken him. But to me, Munchie is the best quarterback in card history, in my opinion, and best one I've seen. VK.
I would say Munchie a bit. You know what I'm saying? Munchie to me is a very close number two. My number one is Alden Clark.
Okay.
What I seen from Alden Clark from his sophomore year to his senior year, the progression was ridiculous. And especially from the experience he built upon it, from his first start against St. Paul's, the comeback he had in that game, even though Carl lost, the progress, the
I
resilience.
got you, Jordan.
But then all of a sudden, the junior year, where his game just totally ballooned. And then you can see when leading the car team, winning 3 straight road games, going to the dome, and he was very accurate. And the thing was that dome game, and a lot of people even look at it, and some people thought I was wrong for what I said about Alden, but people look at the film again and they come up to me and say, VK, you're right. There were a lot of drops in that game. Alden Clark could have had 500 yards passing and 6-7 touchdowns against Neville, and only lost by what, a touchdown? I mean, when you look at it, and especially the second half, I counted 12, 13 drops for Carr in the second half. And we're talking about Alden Clark throwing the ball on the money. But they just knew the next year, Alden came so hungry and had the game down pat. And especially with the experience he had back, he was killing almost everything. And in the dome, it was a tough one against Neville, but they got that thing done. I think Alden Clark, to me, probably the greatest quarterback ever at Carr, and Munchie right behind him in number 2.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the games that are happening this upcoming weekend. As you see, Jordan Taylor asking us about a couple games. We'll answer his questions and other games that's coming up right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Never Page, the head football coach at John F. Kennedy High School, and you watching the Hash It Out Show.
Sean Webb. I'm a DB for Brother Martin Crusaders, and you're watching the Hash It Out Show.
Welcome to Bayou AV Security. My name is Rusty Mathern, proud owner and operator. We specialize in providing top-notch audio solutions, advanced security cameras, reliable internet services, and stunning permanent holiday lighting. At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. We are locally owned and conveniently located on the West Bank. As a fully licensed business, we take pride in delivering quality service you can trust. You can see our exceptional work showcased in the Parade of Homes. Experience the Bayou difference firsthand. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Hands up, hands up, If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. 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 Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. 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 Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones. And yes, the Hash It Out Show game of the week has the South Plaquemines Hurricanes hosting the Belle Chase Cardinals. The Battle of the Boot is happening this Friday night. You can catch it on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones. George Peppers will have the call of the game. The Battle for the Boot, Battle of the Boot, the Battle of Plaquemines Parish. So many names for this
Battle
big time
Platinum
rivalry
Parish.
game. Battle of the Boot is what they call it,
Or they
sir.
call
They play for a boot.
hold on,
They
hold
play
on.
for 2 boots. Yes.
I didn't listen. I
You
did
didn't
not.
know. I know. I got you.
I did not know because all I know over the years
Me
since
too.
I've been
Battle of Plaquemines. Yes, me too.
Plaquemines. But back in the day, there was the big battle. Big battle was between even before then. You know all those old schools. You look at
Yes.
Belle Chase, Port Sulphur, Beerus, Boothville,
Boothville,
Venice. They all used to play in the district at one time. So
Yep.
you know it was a long time ago. The big battle in Plaquemines Parish always used to have been Belle Chase, Port Sulphur. But that changed over years after Katrina. After Katrina happened, all the damaged schools and everything, Belle Chase was still up, but all the schools, Beerus, Boothville Venice, Port Sulphur, came together as one, South Plaquemines High School. So that came in existence in 2006
Yeah.
and went on from there. And it's amazing how this merger has worked and continued to work. And now in a brand new school, brand new building that took a long, long time to get done, is finally done. Been in existence. I think now it's year number 3 or 4 of the new school exactly, because they had to operate from Port Sulphur. But now in the Beerus area that they are now, beautiful school, perfect setup to what comparing to and it's also it's a place of storm protection and everything else from it. So that is awesome how they built the school. I think that's how Fisher High School is trying to be built now. They're trying to take that model from South Plaquemines to build to their campus.
And Lord Jefferson. They need to be higher. It's Lord Jefferson. Yes.
Yes, yes,
doubt.
but that's what Sheena Smith Dilworth was telling me, because she's a Fisher alumni, and she was telling me that's what they was trying to do. And that is a beautiful campus, beautiful school. Austin, we've been to the stadium. It is amazing what they've done, and especially with the stadium and the field house. A lot of credit going to Plaquemines Parish. A lot of credit going to that. It's beautiful to what, because I was wondering where they're gonna play the games and everything. They're talking about Fort Jackson, talking about rebuilding, they're talking about this, that, and the third, but they wound up building the stadium right behind the school, and it looks great.
Yes,
And the
it
press
does.
box is really nice too. So
When you come off that Empire Bridge and look to your left, that school is a nice sight. It is, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, wow, that is a nice looking school. All right, let's talk about some of the games we got coming up, and I'm gonna start with Jordan, since the Half Our Show game of the week is Belle Chase and South Plaquemines. Let's talk about it. South Plaquemines, athletes everywhere. It's a team that told you guys, look out for South Plaquemines to be in a dome in Division One non-select. Look out for them. I'm telling you, keep that in
I
mind.
I agreed with you. I
Oh
agree
yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, you talking about everybody else?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not
Gotcha,
talking about you.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just telling you, Belle Chase, got a nice tight end. A nice tight end I was told about. That's their number one option on offense. Nice tight end. They bring back a couple people on defense.
The
Defense should be
entire
a
offensive line returned
whole line return. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
So
Go ahead.
there's a lot of experience for Belichick's return. That's the one thing that the guys was getting on me a bit. Like you're putting high on Belichick, but I'm like, Belichick had a young team last year, inexperienced, and we're talking about sophomores. We're talking about freshmen, sophomores, and juniors combining to start last year. That was the biggest thing I told my co-host. Belichick could be a better team this year than you think because that's a lot of experience coming back. When you not just, I can see you just have a bunch of juniors, but you got juniors, sophomores, and freshmen who played last year. I said Belichick could be a factor because of all them people back. And I tell you, like Stephen Mize has done a good job maintaining. And for them to have a winning record last year, despite the inexperience, that's a great coaching job. And it just tells me, hey, they're gonna compete. They're gonna be a factor in the district. I don't care what anybody say because they return a lot of people and then experience is gonna hold fit. And it's good that they're playing at the tough games early, and they're gonna need it. In a game like this is a true test for Bell Chase and for South Platte
Yeah,
because this is
definitely.
going to catapult one of these teams going forward.
See my guy Randall Antoine on Instagram. What's up? What's going on? Wham, wham. Hey, look, I don't know who it was from Westgate, man. They commented on me sitting there saying he gonna show me because I didn't have Westgate in my top 5. I had to tell that dude, man, look, I think I picked Westgate to go to the dome. So don't worry about the
Don't,
top 5. Y'all I got y'all in the dome.
don't
BK,
quote.
BK, when I talk about the top 5 tomorrow, boy, somebody sent me a DM, man, wanting to fight me because I had a school in the top
What?
5. I was
Not
like, is
not
this,
not 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 somebody from Westgate, but somebody
no,
else.
someone else. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah. They
God!
were mad, man.
Is it was it worse than last year with STM was coming at you?
SEM didn't threaten to fight me. They just said,
Oh, they
yeah,
just
they
sure
did. Yeah, they
didn't.
like, they thought Sam was the best quarterback, and then they thought Hush Willie was the best running back. I didn't have them up there. Now I put a top 5 out this year. Oh man, this person came at me one day. He said, "Man, if I see you, man, I'm punch in your face. How you don't have my school in the top 5?" I put laughing emojis.
Yeah, yes. Good response. I'm like, look, man. I'm like this. Y'all got
Fighting fun
y'all.
for me. Trust me.
You don't want to get into it with him, but to me, ignorance is bliss. And I'm gonna say this again. Y'all people, we gonna ignore you. We not gonna respond to what you talking about. Plain and simple, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop because plain and simple, we love what we do, and we don't have to do this. We don't. So be humble, be grateful that we out here giving your kids coverage. Please do, because some of y'all ungrateful. You know what? I don't want to say the word on essence of family, but you know I'm saying ungrateful bees, if you know what I mean. So
Look,
trust me on that. Just
look,
y'all need to
DJ,
chill.
DJ, yeah, man, that's something. Taekwondo is something I just wanted to do, but before even Taekwondo, man, fight was fun for me. I know I wouldn't start a fight, but I finished it. I finished it, man. I just wanted to do that, man. But let's move along. Jordan Cass also asked about Riverdale and Pope John Paul. Um, Jordan, I don't know much about Pope John Paul, but I know Riverdale is more talented than what it has been in the past. They're going to be throwing the ball a little bit more. They got a nice little running back. They got a nice little receiver and a nice little quarterback. So they're not too bad. So, um, so that I can say that about Riverdale. I don't know if VK know anything about Pope John Paul.
John Paul. I mean, I heard a lot of improvements this season, and talking with a couple people, including Coach Bourgeois of Thomas Jefferson, and he's saying that Pope John Paul they improved a lot this year. They've been
Okay.
making a lot of progress, and they're saying they should be much better this year. So, we'll see what happens. But Pope John Paul got a playoff win last year, shocking playoff win at that. So they're making some strides. I'll definitely tell you that.
Yeah, then they had a playoff win and they had to host Lake Charles College Prep and they lost that
Sure
one.
did. Sure did. Yep. And, and
Yep.
and I think it's an interesting matchup between them and Riverdale. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a good test for Riverdale. I think and Charles, I think you're gonna feel better when I say this, Charles Allen. I think you guys might challenge John Eric for the district championship.
I think we all feel that way.
I think I
I think
think
we all feel that way. To
I,
be honest with
I,
you.
I'm just being honest after what I have seen the first couple weeks.
Uh huh.
I think you guys are the next item up for bids, like on the Price is Right, to have a chance to win the district championship. I
Yep.
think it's you and Eric. So step it on up, see what you can do, because John Eric gonna be a tough game, but I think you guys have a shot. I hate to say that, but I think they have a shot.
All right. Let's John F. Kennedy at Saint Amant. Two teams that have improved over the past couple of years. Uh, I spoke to a coach today, man, and he said, man, Kennedy may be the favorite to win Division Two Select now. That's from a coach, another coach on another opposing team. He said they may be the favorite to win Division Two Select. Saint Amant, tough district they in with East Ascension and um
East Ascension,
Dutchtown.
Dutchtown, and
Dutchtown, yeah.
it's.
So, what's your thoughts?
I think this is going to be a really good matchup more than anything else. It's a tough test for Kennedy because they're going to another hostile environment and everything. And thank you, DJ 13. Thank you so much. Uh, at the same time, I really think you know I say it's a test for Kennedy because like Coach Elfay said, they gotta, they can't have their heads big. They gotta refocus against this team. They know it's gonna be a tough road game. Saint Amant surprised everyone last year with the great year that they had, and Coach Dave done a great job over there. And I think he might have won Coach of the Year in the district, I believe. I think, but he done an unbelievable job at Saint Amant, especially what he has done over there. But we look at this matchup. I think Kennedy has a chance to get payback, and if they're gonna have to get payback, I think they need to go because it's been a slow start for Saint Amant this year. Saint Amant's been playing some tough opponents,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think Kennedy needs to go into Saint Amant and dominate. If they're
Okay.
gonna make another big statement, like last week was huge. It was a shock in itself. The start that they had, and they would have kept on the pace, it would have been really one-sided. But credit their defense some way, somehow to hold it down in special teams. But like Coach said, and I think even James Evans said, they gotta play full quarters. This is a full quarter game coming up Friday. And at the same time, I think if Kennedy gonna make a statement, I think they need to dominate on Friday night against Santa Monica.
If y'all didn't see that John F. Kennedy Warren Easton game, it's on my YouTube page, JB the Sports Guy. Y'all can go look at it there. It's up on my page. Um, Karen Crow at Zachary. Karen Crow is 0-2. Zachary coming off a loss to Acadiana. So Karen Crow looking to get on the board with a win. Zachary looking to get back into the winning, um, back
Did
into the
they
win columns.
did they lose week one or they won week one?
Who's that?
Zachary.
They won week one. They lost. They
Won.
lost to Acadiana. That was on TV on Yearview.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
that's
okay.
another good looking game. Chance Babineau for Karen Crow, and we got the receivers at Zachary and everything. This would be a good game, VK.
This is another good matchup. This is a very good matchup. And Karen Crow needs to win in the worst way. They need one in the worst way at these first 2 weeks. Two games that they could have won. They could have won those games, only losing
The
by
first
two.
game for sure. The second game with LCA, I don't know. They lost by 17.
Well, they had a lead, but then LCA just caught fire late in the third to the fourth. So it's a huge difference in that game more than anything else. But Karen Crow needs to win really bad. And, Zachary looking to try to get some momentum going forward and everything else. This should go down to the wire this week in this one.
All right. ULab at Catholic. Gonna be another good one, man. The only question I got is, can Catholic D line stay strong and stop Catholic's run game. Not hold on. You laugh, you high. Can that D line stay strong and stop the run game of Catholic and get pressure on the quarterback? That's what I gotta say.
I think this is going to be an absolute war. This is going to be an absolute war with Catholic and University, just like last season. Both teams, I think, yeah. University's 1-1, Catholic's 2-0 against two tough teams on the road, and this is Catholic's home opener, and they're looking for payback. So this is going to be an interesting ball game tomorrow night. This could come down to a field goal once again, just like last season. So it's a even matchup between these two. It doesn't matter what classifications they come from. These are two good programs in the state and in Baton Rouge. And if Catholic comes out with a 3-0 start, look out. They could stay probably in my they probably stay my number one for a while because that's three eye-opening wins in itself. That's why Catholic's my number one, because of the fact of the matter is, look at the two wins that they have gotten, and it's very noticeable. So I'm and two on the road at that. So we're gonna see what happens, but University is gonna give them a lot of hell. This could, like I said, this could come down to a field goal.
All right. Hornville didn't play this past week due to Hurricane Francine, but now they will take a quick, short little drive to play E.D. White. Can Hornville's defense stay disciplined enough to stop that run game of E.D. White?
This is a good test. This is a really, really good test. E.D. White's 2-0 on they defeated Jesuit, right?
No, Jesuit beat E.D. White 22
Jesuit
to
got
15. Jesuit got him.
Jesuit got him. Wow. So this is an interesting ball game. Interesting ball game because of the fact now E.D. White just came off of a high against Holy Cross, and then all of a sudden had a dogfight against Jesuit, but came up short. Two tough Catholic League teams going against them. That's a good test for them. That prepares them for district. I think this is a good matchup here for both teams, especially for Hanville. This is a huge test for them. This is a hostile environment that they're going into, and for a very young team with Hanville, and especially with their head coach, Edie White. I ain't gonna lie, in the River Parishes in the Bayou, they've been running things down there for a good little while, and
Mm-hmm.
Hanville trying to get back up. So this
Yep.
is a big game, especially for Hanville, if they're trying to get the control back in the River Parishes. So I think this could come down to the wire this weekend.
So I'm just gonna say this one. We're not gonna talk about it, but Avoyos at Bunkie, and we lost George Peppers, but he would be all excited for that matchup. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be a very good game in itself. I think
yeah,
that's going to be a really good game.
Destrehan 1-1 got a win over a tough spirited, a team that fought. Bonneville played them tough, man, and I have that game on my YouTube page if you guys want to go see it. But Bonneville played them tough early on. 14-0 at halftime. Destrehan won 31-0, but Bonneville played tough, man. And to me, that was more impressive, than Destrehan winning 31-0, because everybody thought Destrehan would blow them out, probably worse than 31-0. It didn't happen. Bonneville played tough, even though they lost. So I have to give Bonneville a lot of credit. But with the injuries that Destrehan has at quarterback and running back, they got to find ways to get the ball into the hands of their receivers. The two backup running backs are pretty good also. And you got to help out your new quarterback. I think his name is Asai. His first name is Asai. I cannot think of his last name right now. His name is Asai. But you got to get the ball into your playmaker's hand. Alexandria, it's JT Lindsay, VK.
Yes. I think that this is a huge game coming up for both teams, especially for Destrehan. Destrehan needs this win. They need this win bad. They need this win bad for them to go forward, especially what they've been going through with the injuries. Alexandria will have a big advantage being at home and being healthy. We're going to see what happens, but I think Marcus Scott is going to have them ready to go. But for Destrehan. This is a huge like we know Alexandria how good they are right now, and they're capable of maybe winning the state championship. For Destrehan, this is a huge game for them to go forward. Like I said, that tough schedule is going to really help the Destrehan Wildcats, and they're going to need a win in the worst way to try to get some momentum and some kind of confidence going forward. You know, I don't think Jacksonville's coming back this. I think he's out for the year, isn't he? Or just a
No,
couple weeks.
no, he's not out for the year, but the running back Shane Ward is.
Shane Ward's out for the season.
Yeah.
And then Fields is out for a couple weeks and everything. They need all hands on deck here. The offensive line has gotta really really get better and everything else. Destrehan, I think, will come to play because you've seen what happened
Oh yeah.
against Catholic. They really gave it all they had in the game,
Yep.
had the lead.
Yeah.
So Destrehan needs a win in a worse way coming up Friday. It is going to be a very good game, but Alexandria does have a huge advantage for them being healthy and at home.
Terrebonne goes to St. James. We talk about talent on both sides of the field. I think that's gonna be a tough matchup for both teams.
Yes, I think that's another tough matchup. Terrebonne off to a really, really good start, and Coach Tyler Lewis coming home, coming close to home to St. James. He was an assistant before he got hired to come the head coach at Terrebonne. So I think this is a good welcome home for him. It's going to be an interesting game. Did St. James did they defeat West St. that game didn't
It
play?
got canceled. It got
That
canceled.
got canceled. So the
Yeah.
Railroad Classic, a rare cancellation. So for for St. James, they're undefeated, and but somebody is going to come with their first loss on Friday. So it's going to be a very good game. If St. James gets the win, that's going to be a very eye-opening 2-0 team
Yeah.
for the wins that they have gotten against at on the road at East St. John in a shutout, and also getting a victory against a very talented Terrebonne team. So I tell you one thing: if St. James gets it done Friday, Levanta Davis, he's doing yeoman's work, and if that's a win, boy, open your eyes right now. St. James might have, and the scary part about it, they're young and they're building. So, but it's going to be a great game Friday night.
Archbishop Shaw travels to play Archbishop Rummel. Shaw won the megaphone from Archbishop Rummel last year, looking to hold that megaphone for another year. Um, Shaw got to stop the run up the middle. That's the main thing. I mean, like I said, West Jeff was getting 7 yards a pop early in the game, running the ball up the middle. You got to stop the run game. You stop their run game, your chances of winning are much better. You know, Rummel always been about the run game for years, even though now they run out the spread. It's the number one thing they want to do too, is run the ball. But General Buckets at quarterback is also a good quarterback. So DBs have to be ready. You got to get pressure on him when he's passing the ball. Rummel, on the other hand, let's flip the script. Be able to run the ball on Shaw. That's it. Be able to run the ball on Shaw. If Shaw's not, I know on film you see that they can't stop the run. I think right now you might want to do that to Shaw. Go ahead, VK.
Yeah, I really think the Shaw offense is going to have to really step up. They're going to have to set the tone. I think 9, 10, 11 play drives with not just with Mason with Mason at quarterback, but also your running back as well. I'm getting old to forget his name now. This is crazy.
Ooh, Jasper?
Jasper Parker. Thank you,
Jesus.
bro. Hey, I'm 45, man. I'm trying to keep up. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on, but Jasper Parker, he's gonna have to be featured a lot. He's gonna have to be featured a lot. They're gonna have to give him the ball. They need to wear down this Rummel defense early. They need to wear him down early. If they do that and keep Rummel's offense off the field, because Rummel can score at any time. The run game is the setting the tone and the spread, but they can pass the ball with the best of them. So that secondary from Shaw and that defense is going to get tested tremendously again. So the thing is, Shaw's offense is going to set the tone and keep Rummel's offense off the field to have a great chance to win the ball game. I think this might be one of the best megaphone games we have had in a long, long time. This is definitely gonna be going down to the wire, and for sure to try to get their second win of the season. And what a way to get it if they can get it done at Joe Yini and bring home the megaphone for 2 years in a row. But Rummel is not gonna give it to him easy. Rummel wants that megaphone back bad.
Trust me, Josh Collins, I will never forget about Gavin Richard. Ever. Trust me. I don't forget about number 5. And that was a touchdown he scored last week. I don't know what that ref was looking at. Anyway,
Hmm.
do we have George Peppers? George Peppers, you ready? Oh, that's George Peppers, y'all. What's up, George Peppers?
Nothing. The phone decided to overheat at the most inopportune time. So I had
Uh-huh.
to kind of unplug, the phone when you got it plugged in and all that. It just started to get hot and everything else. So I was like, well, all right. Anyway, I'm hearing you talking about the megaphone game, and I want to kind of put my 3 cents in. 2 cents
Okay.
is a little cheap. We forget the one X factor that has not been mentioned by either of you two. Rumble got worked last year against Shaw. I mean, they tried and they just looked overwhelmed at the point of attack. The one strength that Rummel had last year was in the trenches, and Shaw made mincemeat out of that. Think those boys ain't thought about that for 365 days?
I'm sure they have.
I mean, Shaw's gonna give it to him again and say, all right, mano a mano. Let's see. I think this game, and I know we're gonna pick it tomorrow night. How can I say it? I mean, I don't want to tip the hat yet. I
Don't do
mean,
it.
there's a
Don't tip
lot.
that.
No, I'm not.
Not yet,
Don't.
not yet.
No, I'm not going to. But I feel like, and who we haven't heard of, haven't heard a lot of these first 2 games. I mean, granted, last week was a ridiculous mismatch against West Jeff, and 2 weeks ago you got worked in your own house, Car. Um, I'm gonna have to look and see where is it, Jordan.
It's in the
I'm gonna
chat
have to find
somewhere.
it. It's
You
in
can
it's
find it
in
in
the
the
chat.
chat. Yeah, it's in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, that's a team that has served notice the first 2 weeks, as expected. I thought they'd be that. But the one
Yeah.
thing Shaw hasn't done, Jasper Parker hasn't had that cut loose game this year. Hasn't happened yet. I think that's going to be a pivotal moment if Shaw is going to win.
Okay. Let's move along. Trying to find some other schools. Not trying to do every school, but let me see. Oh, here we go. Another rivalry. Holy Cross at Chalmette. What you got? I think Chalmette plays a tougher. They will play tougher than how they played against Lakeshore against Holy Cross, especially with Chalmette being at home. VK.
I think this is a full quarter game. This is a
Mm-hmm.
full quarter game. It was a full quarter game last year. So the Cross pulled away to win that game. And I think this goes down to the wire because the fact of the matter is both teams are young. Both teams looking for try to get a big win. And I think Scott Watney I think Scott Watney and Jason Tucker is gonna have these guys ready. This is gonna go down. This probably maybe, to be honest, could be one of the best rivalry games of the weekend, to be honest, especially in this particular rivalry. This could be a
Mm-hmm.
very, maybe one of the best games we've seen out of these two in a while. We've seen some interesting ones in the last 5-6 years between these two.
Yeah.
It come down to maybe the full quarter with certain plays. And I think this will come down to the wire between Chalmette and Holy Cross, despite the records. Throw them out the window when they battle. It's an absolute war when they battle, but especially what we've seen in the last 5-6 years, it's been interesting. This might be the best game, maybe out of all of them, because this definitely could go down to the wire.
Holden, to answer your question, no. Kobe Young is at Houston. Cross Johnson is at Arkansas. So they have 2 good running backs and a good tight end named Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson might be the best tight end in the state. Him and the one from South are probably the best tight ends in the state. George, your thoughts about Holy Cross and Chalmette?
I want to see a close game here. Holy Cross right now, if we're basing it off what happened last week, you would think Holy Cross comes in as the prohibitive favorite because Chalmette looked absolutely lost last week. They got dominated at the point of attack. There ain't many teams that Jason Tucker coaches that can have that distinction put on them. They got dominated in their game last week. They're going to have to play way better than they did in game 2 last week. They're going to have to elevate their play. They're going to have to. And look, the inherent understanding of this rivalry is not going to go unnoticed on either side. I can see this game being competitive. It could be, but Chalmette's got questions to answer. Holy Cross, it's Holy Cross. Guy Watney has a good football team there again, and I may get lost in the shuffle with the depth of great teams in the Catholic League. I look forward to an entertaining contest, but Chalmette's got some questions to answer coming into this game.
All right, guys, I want to mention 4 more games, but I need it very quick so we can get done with the show.
Yes.
First one, Union at Airline. Union got a tough schedule, and they've had trouble against teams that like to air it out. Well, here it is. Last year, #1 airing out team in the state of Airline. They got to stop that. VK.
Run, 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 run for Union Parish. They got to keep Airline off the field if they're going to have a chance to win the ball game.
George, quickly.
He's right. Steal time as best you can. I think it's a difficult task. Airline's got the prolific offense. Both teams can score, but they're different in style. But if you're Airline, if you're Union, you've got to rely on ball control and win TOP. You do that, you give yourself a chance. I think it's a tough ask, though.
All right. West Monroe lost to Pulaski Academy 67-47. Now they got to go to North DeSoto. So can West Monroe stop the passing game of North DeSoto, and can North DeSoto stop the run game of West Monroe? VK.
Contrasting styles. I tell you, man, it could be another shootout to the death, but you know what I'm saying, the edge might go to North DeSoto since they're at home, but this is a huge test for a young West Monroe team going on the road against a hungry North DeSoto team.
George.
I see this game a little differently. I'm not so quick to hand North DeSoto this W. I know the Rebels got embarrassed against Pulaski, but they did drop 47 on them. So we know they can put the ball in the end zone. North DeSoto, this is an in-state opponent. That's a lower classification. They don't have the size of the Rebels. They don't have the numbers of the Rebels. I think the Rebels, if you look at this on surface, I think West Monroe may just be a slight favorite here. And because they play in such a high classification and they test themselves against higher class opponents. A big key is what the Rebels do offensively at the point of attack, and how they defend that prolific offense that North DeSoto has. If they're able to get some stops early, it could be a very troublesome night for Dennis Dunn and his group.
All right, moving on. 2 games left. Acadiana at St. Thomas More. Both teams are 1-1, looking to get back in the win column. We know Acadiana's going to run the ball. We know St. Thomas More, they're going to try to run and also spread it out with the pass. So, VK, what you got?
The winner wins the all-around Lafayette Championship. Who's going to have the bragging rights in this ball game? So I think this is going to be a very interesting game. This definitely will go down to the wire. A win from either team is going to really catapult things going forward.
George, quickly.
It's a momentum game. I think the winner of this game is going to really, like VK's right, whoever wins this game, this could be a springboard to some big things throughout the rest of this regular season.
All right, our last one is for today that we're going to talk about. Lafayette Christian going to Westgate. Lafayette they going to spread it out. They going to throw it. They going to run. The quarterback going to run. Westgate the same way. They going to run the ball. They going to throw the ball. The quarterback going to run. Whose defense will make the stop and help get their team to win?
I think that's good analysis right there. I definitely agree. I think Westgate's got to set the tone on the ground. They have to set the tone on the ground to keep Lafayette Christian off the field. Lafayette Christian has been really playing some good football the first 2 games. I am kind of shocked at what I'm seeing. Not surprising that they have the talent, but the transition that they're still kind of rolling a bit. That's really good things that we're seeing. this is a big game, especially for Lafayette Christian if they can get this win on the road. But like I said, Westgate got to set the tone on the ground. But whoever gets that one critical stop or two will win the ball game.
GP, quick.
LC has been gold the first two games. Yeah, they lost one, but Westgate fully healthy shows you how they are full complement. Going to be a tough spot. I think Westgate has a slight advantage, and it should be a fascinating football game that a lot of people are going to throw the spotlight on, as they should. It's going to be a great game. A lot of great athletes in that game.
Cool deal. Thank you, Holden. Thank you, Holden. We're back tomorrow night at 7:30. I think your buddy JT starts a little bit after us. I think at 8 o'clock, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But anyway, before we go, VK, you got any news for us tomorrow for tomorrow's show?
Yes, we do. We have a guest that is confirmed tomorrow. We will have Coach Spain, the head coach of Cardinal Ritter out of St. Louis, and listening and talking with him. They're just coming off 2 back-to-back state titles at the school. Very good program in itself, and it's an all African American co-ed school in St. Louis. So we will talk with him tomorrow night at 7:30, and we're working on another guest, hopefully for 8:15. And I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Jared. No, you don't want no other guests for 8:15.
No, not tomorrow. No.
Picks.
Not tomorrow. Got to do our
Picks.
picks.
Okay.
So whatever guest you were trying to get next week.
Well, I'll probably just have to use the that particular guest to record.
Oh yeah, there you go. I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got you. Definitely.
Is it your no?
No, it's not your no.
No,
It's
not
who your
your
no's
no.
playing.
Doggone it.
Yeah, Jordan, give me the schedule right quick. Yeah, give me your schedule so I can let everybody know about your games also. Our good buddy Jordan from Under the Lights. Let us know the games you got this upcoming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday right quick. And I put it right here. So I know some of y'all are wondering what happened with the Hassel Show game of the week that was supposed to be, which was Cardinal Ritter, the coach we got tomorrow from Cardinal Ritter, and St. Augustine. Because we started promoting it, putting our promos out and everything. I'm gonna tell you this. We just had some unexpected happen to where we can't call that game, unfortunately. But hopefully in the future we'll be able to work with St. Augustine and call some of their games. So just the unforeseen circumstances, and trust me, we're all good with each other. Don't think it's some bad blood and anything like that. It's none of that. None of that at all. Just an unforeseen circumstance. But we'll be having a St. Augustine game soon. Other than that, our Hassel Show game of the week is South Plaquemines versus Bell Chase. As Jordan is getting his schedule, George Peppers, you have any last words?
Another great show tonight. Great guest with Coach Fig. We now learn how to give respect to Carver, and that's the Carver High School, right?
That's right.
So now we've got that in the toe. So anytime we discuss Carver, and I don't know if they're on the pick sheet for tomorrow night, Jared, you have that list and have it ready for us.
I got you.
When we address Carver, it is the Carver High School. So hey, look, it's all to the good, and there's the list from Jordan Taylor and I love Lake Charles College Prep against. Is that Opelousas? No, that's not
That's
Opelousas.
It's Opelousas.
It is Opelousas. Okay.
Yes, it is.
And he's got Jefferson Rise. If I didn't have to work, Jordan, if anyone, I don't know what your schedule is Saturday, but that'd be an enticing invitation. You're getting a young program in Jefferson Rise. Baker once upon a time was really, really good back in the day. Best warm up team in the state when they lost to Curtis in the Superdome. But another great show tonight. We look forward to another great show tomorrow. And again, VK trying to give us more guests. That's great. But and we get to learn about Cardinal Ritter, and I just want to echo Jared's thoughts about that, the circumstance. And no way is there any ill will from us at the Hash It Out show with either St. Augustine or Cardinal Ritter. We wanted this game because we saw opportunity. We saw a huge opportunity with a out of state school that, and BK, you mentioned they are 2-time state champion back to back, correct? That is opportunity. And we thought, man, look, if y'all weren't going to make the move to make the trip from Missouri down to New Orleans, we were there for you. We were picking the ball up for you guys. And as Derek mentioned, circumstances being what they are, but in no way from us at the Hash It Out show, and I reiterate in the strongest possible term, there's any ill will from us.
Uh-uh.
It's just an unfortunate set of circumstances. And look, to the people of South Plaquemines and Belle Chase, we look forward to putting your rivalry center stage Friday night. It is the heated rivalry of Plaquemines Parish, and that atmosphere, VK and I, we're going to be lucky to be involved in. It's going to be a great, great atmosphere. The weather, we hope, follows suit. I haven't seen a weather forecast, but you know what? After last week, we'll take anything.
We
After what we had last week, let's get it. You give me a 20%, I don't care. But what'd be nice is a nice little cool breeze on a Friday night. That'd be
yes,
good.
and
Jordan,
we
yeah, we're gonna do it tomorrow, Jordan. Yes, we're gonna do it
and,
tomorrow right after the interview. Go ahead, VK.
and we're gonna have to leave early, George. We're gonna leave early.
Oh, Coach No said get that early. Y'all won't eat. He already said
Exactly.
that. He
You
said
know
y'all
what
won't
that
eat. Get
means.
there early. Coach
Just
No already said that.
give me the signal on that. We got to leave early Friday, George. We have to leave early.
Yeah, no, I get off at work. I mean, I gotta pay the bills, but I get off at 2. And trust when I tell you what, when I get off, I'm done. So I'll get home. I'll have everything at the ready. I'll have my Hash It Out show shirt for Friday night.
There
VK,
you go. There you go.
gotta represent the brand, baby.
That's right,
Gotta
baby.
represent. That's right.
I need my new shirt, so I just need that. All
Oh,
right,
now he can't find a
that's
shirt.
coming.
Oh,
He
here we
can't.
Can't,
go.
He can't.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I just need the new shirt. That's all it is.
We
But
got you.
Go ahead, VK.
before we get out of here, man, I want to dedicate this show to two people personal in my life. You know what I'm saying? One to my aunt, Ruth Williams. I appreciate everything you have done for me in my life. I appreciate you helping take care of me. I appreciate you being a part of our whole family. She passed away last week. She was 87, and I mean, she fought a good fight. We're looking forward to celebrate your life next week and everything. We thank you for all that you've done for me in my life. You meant so much and been very supportive. And also, I dedicate this show to Brett Jackson, Shaw class of '97. He was on a state championship basketball team with my cousin, Tyrone Hodges Jr., Torrey Walker, Jason Jackson, Ryan Clark, whole bunch of people. But me and Brett go way back, man. We used to always run into each other at Mac Park. We always used to play ball together some way, somehow. And we've been knowing each other for a long, long time. And I kind of tripped out. I had to think about it when he was at Shaw and I was just saying, oh, and he had to go, he had to made me go back in my brain and think. It's like, dude, we used to play together at Mac all the time. What you talking? I've been knowing you. I always used to call my name every time when Sean St. All played. And that was my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think he had one or two kids, I think, but I know he had a little girl he was raising, and he had his own little business. And it was very tragic of what had happened to him and gone too soon,
Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
So my dedication on to my aunt Ruth Williams and to Brett Jackson, state champion Archbishop Shaw, class of '97.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Holden, whenever you're ready, bro, come on with us, bro. Ain't nothing to it.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, Holden, come on, man. Come
Come
on.
on, come on, Holden. You welcome to come through.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys, we will be here tomorrow, right here on the Hash It Out show. What's the coach's first name? Coach Spain, what's his first name?
I'm gonna get his first name and everything. I'm gonna get
All right.
all that. I got you. But this is Coach Spain
Coach
from
Spain,
out of
St.
Cardinal Ritter.
Louis. Cardinal Ritter.
We'll all do the research.
Definitely.
We'll have that together.
All right. So we got Coach Spain from Cardinal Ritter tomorrow. They're coming down from St. Louis to play St. Augustine Friday night at Tad Gormley Stadium. We got him tomorrow night. And we will do our picks. We'll do our picks, ladies and gentlemen. And for week 3. And I think George already said, once again, I won week 2. So I won week 1.
One by one. Okay, to give the numbers,
1 by 1?
Jared, you
Okay.
got 1 game over me, and VK was 3 games behind me.
Okay.
Picking St. Paul's and Higgins does that to you. So just saying.
Yeah, I know. You and I were close, George, when I went over.
Yeah, we were 1 win up. We were 1 win apart. You and I.
Games. Yeah, I know we were close.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the games got switched. But
I missed it by 3, or I missed it by 1.
I'll go back and listen. I'll go back and look at it again, but I double counted. Because I want to make absolutely sure that we don't have hanging chads or any kind of fakeness. This is going to be the most authentic picks of this year. Hence why Jared's got the early lean, VK, but one of us going to have to make a move soon.
Yeah. I hope
I'm going to get you, boy.
I hope it's this week.
Let's see. Let's get it.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. We are back tomorrow night, 7:30. 7:30 tomorrow night. We are back. For George Peppers, for VK Jones, I'm JB the Sports Guy. We'll see y'all tomorrow night right here on the. Dang, George. Just leave. just leave before we even. God. All right, George.
Not us.
I'll be mad. Do we count the St. Aug win? No, because they didn't play East St. John. Sorry, Austin. Sure they didn't play East St. John. We got to scratch that one out. It wouldn't be fair. Even though we would probably all would have picked St. Aug, but no, it's not fair. We got to scratch it out. All right, guys. We out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. Y'all take care.
I'm Lisa Hiller from Ponchatoula Lady Wave, and you're watching The Hash Out Show.
Thank you for watching The Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment.